Well, Coach, the first game in and a loss, second game in and a win, good split series. Just talk a little bit about today's doubleheader.
Yeah, Columbus is a very good team, and we knew that when we scheduled them, and we kind of purposely scheduled them before we were taking on UAH. They swing the bats a lot like UAH. In the game, if you watched, there wasn't one kid that wasn't capable of putting the ball over the fence. So I know we did give up some home runs, but I thought we did a really good job as a pitching staff, keeping them in the yard and giving our team a chance to play. Literally in the first game, it was one inning of a lot of misplayed balls in the outfield that hurt us, So I think we should have come away with a sweep if we get rid of one bad inning. So we used that first game and changed up a lot of things with Nora to have her work on some knuckleballs more, because it's really something that we want to see happen throughout the second half of the season. I thought she did a very good job. But I was really impressed with our timely hitting. I think that was huge. We took advantage of their mistakes. And that's really important to do as a team. Really, really important to do as a team. So I thought we did some really good things. We got some looks of some different kids at different places, and it paid off. I'm happy. It seems to me right now as one person's struggling, we try something else and it's working. And, we have a lot of players on this roster. We have a huge roster. Sometimes it confuses me making all the substitutions, but I think they really bought into team first, and we're pretty excited about that.
Got your 20th win of the season. Just talk about how so much has improved over the last 6 months.
I compare this team in its improvements kind of into the improvements of our facility. When I got here, we were really like an intramural facility and a team in a lot of ways, and it's really neat to see the people that have bought in and donated the money to get this facility to be, truthfully, one of the best in the conference. And that's huge for a coach, because now it helps in recruiting, but it also helps in the mentality of your players, because they feel like a college athlete. And so with all the new stadium and the backstop and the pads and the lights and everything that you see going on, I think it's a reflection of the type of players that we're getting to play here, and they play to a higher standard. And so I'm pretty excited about that.
Got another weekend series coming up. Starts Friday, I believe.
Friday.
So you got one day off. Just talk about the preparation going into this weekend.
Well, it's been a long 2 weeks. Our spring break was supposed to be a 4-day trip with a 3-night away. It turned into a 6-night trip with a 5-night away, and it was long because you're traveling all over the place, in and out of suitcases. It is a spring break, so we did mix in some good things. We went to St. Jude's, and I wanted them to see a perspective in life. Sometimes we start to feel sorry for ourselves about striking out or giving up a home run, and you go and you see kids that are fighting for their life, and when they're outside and they're just like so competitive, playing rock, paper, scissors, and it's sunny. I just looked at him and I said, just think if you competed like that. And, keep them in mind when you're competing. That's your right, or your responsibility, is to compete for those who can't. And then compete for those who are giving their life for us to compete. So I think that's really, really important. But our team is improving. We have speed now. We have power. We have multiple pitching of all different types. And we don't have to stay with anyone who's struggling. In the past, it didn't matter how bad someone was struggling. I had no options. They might not like it as much because they get taken in and out and all that stuff, but I think at this point in the season they've bought into it because they're seeing it start to work.